Hello and welcome back to Dare Doing. I'm Will Hester and I'm joined by the brilliant Ben Bowman. Ben, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Oh, mate, what a weekend, eh?
Yeah.
Signings through the door. Eze's debut on Saturday was unbelievable, wasn't he? It was well good.
I think the biggest thing we sort of saw over the weekend was hello Valise's cock, mate. You see the size of that?
Jeez. I was looking
Christ.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Mate, couldn't not look. Jesus Christ.
Wow, he's carrying an absolute fucking baseball
Weapon.
bat. Yeah.
Fair play.
It's unfair. It's actually unfair. I was like, how is that even possible?
That's why Spurs kicked him out. Can't fit in the fucking dressing room.
Yeah. He scared Brian Hill off. Brian Hill was getting intimidated next to him. He was like,
he's just like looking like.
Mate, this is what I love, like fan content, because like imagine this was on like Talk Sport.
Yeah.
I'm here with Simon.
Yeah.
I was flicking through my phone last night.
Have you seen this picture of Alejo Valise's cork?
Did you see his cock, Simon? Yeah,
Well,
what's your thoughts on that, Simon?
On the sports bar, like Cundy and O'Hara, Cundy's like, Jay, matey. Have you seen this, matey? Hello, Valise. Packing some serious heat,
I'll
matey.
tell you what, son. He's got a massive cock. Alejo Valise.
Tell you what, that probably, from the sound of it, I was at the game, but I think that would have been better than Ali McCoist's analysis on the game on Saturday. A lot of Spurs fans were moaning about him, weren't they?
I have seen. I feel like this always happens. Like you have like a commentator that comes in and he's fresh and he's refreshing and he's excitement, and then they overdo it.
It's the Peter Drury effect.
Peter Drury. Exactly.
It's literally like someone cut. It's overexposure. You listen to him too much, and it's like, oh, I really like him at first. I really like his enthusiasm. I was watching the Community Shield like a couple of weeks ago, and McCoist was the co-commentator, and I made a TikTok after the game, being like, because I made a TikTok like 6 months ago. I think it was after a Champions League game, and it was like where McCoist was like everywhere, and I was like, is it just me that's getting a bit sick of this bloke?
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, no, I love McCoist. I made exactly the same video after the Community Shield, being like, I guarantee you the narrative will change and the opinion will change. And everyone was like, yeah, no, actually, you're right. He's starting to get my fucking head.
Yeah. I
don't know whether he went with the... I think a lot of it was Romero.
Romero narrative,
Rash and reckless.
Yeah, I know. And that's just going to keep being the narrative until the media sort of like actually pull their finger out and realise that he's not anymore.
Nobody's talking about the fact that he just pocketed Haaland.
That was a proper captain's performance, like genuinely.
Yeah,
that was.
I think it went under the radar even from like our own fans. I think because how good everyone else was as well. But like he was amazing.
Yeah, he led by example every time. Like Haaland got the ball, like fucking right into the back of him. I do. We'll get onto the game. I want to talk about the. I want to talk about the transfer window first before going into the game, because I've just been fucking stewing at home today. Yeah. It's a hot day.
Are you not excited? What do you mean? We're getting Morgan Rogers. Are you not happy?
Did see that, mate. Exclusive.
Because that's definitely happening, isn't it?
Please, can we get him on loan, please?
55 mil plus Brian Hill. Take it or leave it.
Villa would do it, mate. Villa. Brian Hill on the Unai.
He turned into a monster. Yeah, true. Yeah.
No, I've been hating my phone. I actually. So anyway, honourable mention to Valise. Whole lot of cack. Right, let's move on.
Yeah,
I want to talk about Eze, because obviously the last like episode we did, we were like convinced he was going to sign. I was actually at a football social. I was at a meeting with my like Saturday league football team, and I was with my mate, and he went on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, have we got the Eze? Here we go yet? Like, have we?"
He's like, "Yeah, we do actually."
He was like, "Oh my god!" He like looked. He was like, "Let me check," and it was like the first thing. It was like, breaking news, guys. Eze to Arsenal.
Here
we go. And I was like, are you taking the fucking piss? I literally went silent. I had to leave the social. I was like, no one fucking talked to me. And I was a little bit drunk. So when I woke up in the morning, I was even more just so miserable. It felt like a punch to the gut.
And that Billy T tweet where it was like,
he actually was as well.
I know. Do you know what though? It's been easy to get over. When I saw him in that Arsenal kit on Saturday, I was like, I kind of seeing him in the shirt kind of made me get over it more, because I was like, everyone looks like a cunt in that top.
Disgusting.
I was like, they all gooners. It's just something about the fucking club. And it was like when I saw him in the shirt, I was like, nah, I'm not gutted anymore. the hate watch begins now. I'm over it. It's done. We can't do much about it. And obviously we'd won, which made it a lot easier. I was in a similar situation to you. I went to the pub about 6 o'clock on Wednesday, met up with a couple of mates who I hadn't seen. Well, like my best mate, George, who I go Spurs with, and another really good mate who's a gooner, right? And got to the pub, sat down, was eating food, literally about 20 minutes. And do you know what the worst thing was? The conversation started by my Arsenal mate going, oh, fucking, honestly, I don't know what we're going to do with Havertz's injury. I guarantee it'd be Jackson on loan or Garnacho on loan or something. He was going on like this, and I was like, nah, surely you get someone better. I just don't think you'll go in for Eze, though, because it's like, it doesn't really make sense for like what you... And then literally like 20 minutes later, it was like, oh my God. He got a David Ornstein notification on his phone. It was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh.
So basically it's your fault, Ben. You fucking jinxed it.
Yeah, pretty much. I also did make a TikTok video the day before being like, with the Eze Arsenal kit that someone made, being like, that is really weird. I was like, I didn't realise Tottenham changed their kit colour. I didn't realise Daniel Levy did a Cardiff City and changed our away kit from black to blue, or changed our kit colour to red. I didn't realise they did that. And that was literally like a few hours after the Paul O'Keefe bomber, and then
I really fucking hope that Arsenal fan in that little period of time burnt that top.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
That's 1-1. That's 1-1. Yeah. It's like the mural. It's like the mural. As well.
Mate, that mural
that's
so
1-1.
funny. Like, we will keep destroying that until
Someone,
like they'll just give up.
It can't have been real, but someone put like another one where it was like Romero's face on it or something.
Yeah, no, I
didn't think that was real.
I'd love it. I'd
imagine if it was.
Love it if that was. Mate, I just find it so funny that everyone's just waiting. Everyone's waiting till that mural's done again, and we'll strike back. We'll strike back.
With these things, right? There's always a narrative that you can spin. It's another 300. If they sign Hincapie as well, right? It's another 300 mil window. Got to win something now, haven't they? Surely.
That's the other thing. It's like, do you? Obviously, everyone's saying today, and I'm saying he's been a proper little cringy little beg.
Romano.
Everything. Like, obviously now you get even more money for like farming interactions and stuff. So it's just constant, the same update all the time. That's why Ornstein's goated. He'll just come in with the facts. He loves Arsenal. He fucking hates Spurs, I feel like. But I feel like that's
he is a gooner. He's an Arsenal.
Oh, he is.
Fan. Yeah. Confirmed.
Loves gooning.
Yeah.
And
we all.
He what was I saying? Fabrizio, like, genuinely being a proper little beg. Like, what I don't like as well is like the Savinho updates. Like, he's just always like, Tottenham are always gooning after Savinho. Daniel Levy absolutely loves Savinho. Like, that ain't prejudice, is it? Me doing that accent?
No, no, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. But it's true though. It's like, it's every update. It's like, they are prepared to bid. Fucking bid then.
Yeah, do it. What are we?
Fucking weeks.
Yeah.
We are prepared to bid. And then today it's like City need to buy. It all depends on a deal. Like if City get a replacement in. So that kind of makes me think City have actually agreed if we are prepared to bid the 70 million, that will be enough.
They'll
do it.
Yeah.
But then they need to sign Rodrigo, who don't want to leave Real Madrid. Or like, do you know what I mean? It's like this ain't happening.
The thing is with the Rodrigo stuff, it's like it's so I don't know what to believe with that, because surely he can't be happy. Like if Man City came in with 70 million euros, like that deal would get done. I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
Like because Alonso's not playing him. There's something not right. It doesn't fit the system. Like there's been so much. There's too much smoke without fire for there not to be a chance of Rodrigo leaving Real Madrid. And if City put that money on the table, I think there's a good chance that does happen. But the thing is that the ball in this situation is completely in City's court. Like it's all in City's court. They've got a player that they don't necessarily want to lose, but they would happily take the money for. And there is an option out there that they could clearly go and get. Yeah, we'll go and get a ready now option, Rodrigo. But actually. Does he really want to leave? Like, we've got 7 days left. Are we just better off like keeping Sevilla? Like, it's all in their court. Like, whether we're prepared to pay the money or not, like, it's all in their court now. If that is the reason why, and I'm sure City have got the juice. I'm sure they could get a replacement within 7 days of the window, even if it's not Rodrigo. They'll get someone. But it's just like we've been trying. Bear in mind, like the context initially from Romano was like. Oh, yeah, he's like Thomas Frank's number one dream target. It's like, if he was really Thomas Frank's number one dream target, why the fuck have we not actually like put another bid in for him then?
I know.
Like, what on earth are we doing?
Yeah.
It's absolute bad. It's like Nico Paz. Like, what the fuck are we doing? It's a total waste of time. The guy wants to go play for Real Madrid. They've got a €10 million buyback. It's basically a glorified loan, but Tottenham think we can stroll in there and put €70 million on the table, where they just go, nah, he's all right. He wants to stay for another year and go around. What are we doing? Like, surely you find out if the player wants to come first. At least with Savinho, it feels like they've done their due diligence with that, right? At least they know the player probably wants to come. There's no smoke without fire. There's a reason his agent is in this country, right? There's a chance that deal happens, even though I'm getting less and less confident by the day. What the fuck are we doing? It's absolute panic stations.
I do think Romano's probably it's right with a lot of these things, but I feel like because we're getting so desperate now that we can't control whether leaks are happening now or not. Because
it's not really Romano's fault, but he's doing my fucking
head. He's just so annoying with it, and obviously it did look like Spurs quickly briefed saying like we didn't want Hincapié anyways.
Yeah, I like Ali Gold, but it was exactly the same after we lost out on Eze. It was like Spurs believed they did everything they could. If they did everything they could, he'd be a Tottenham player.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, it is true, and that's the thing. We cannot compete with the modern day with our method of let's wait until the last couple of weeks. Teams will need to sell. We'll lowball them, and they'll have to. Mate, everyone's transfers are done in early on, and also they've been tapping up players probably for weeks on end, and then they're gonna like purchase a player. We're asking for players that don't even want to come to us, and then we're trying to lowball as well, and it like wait until the last minute. And the whole like Hincapié thing, if that is true, we've gone in. So Daniel Levy, they landed in Germany. Daniel Levy strolls in. He's got the Don to his left, Langer to his right, and he walks in like the board meeting, drops to his knees. Please, can we have him on a loan? Please,
can we get Hincapié? Please,
a loan deal. We don't have to, and then Arsenal come in and be like, yeah, we'll pay 60 mil. Come on, like we've already spent 250 mil, but we'll spend another 50. Yeah, easy. Like that's fine. Let's get it done. Bosh. We just need to sell Kivior, which is going to happen, and then we'll buy him. And it's like, how can you compete? Do they know how incompetent and embarrassing they actually look? Do you think they actually understand?
I think Levy's so deluded that he thinks, well, I'm doing everything I can. Why are they not grateful for this? It's like it's a fucking shambles. Like I get you have to be reactive to an element because you can't foresee Maddison doing his ACL. That's part of it, right? But they wanted a number 10 anyway.
Yeah,
they wanted a number 10 before Maddison. That's why we went for Morgan Gibbs-White. Maddison was fit when we tried to get Morgan Gibbs-White, and I gave Levy the benefit of the doubt on the Morgan Gibbs-White one. I was like, I don't really blame him that much. There's obviously there's you could tell by Morgan Gibbs-White's interview as well the other day. There's something dodgy that's gone on there.
Yeah.
But again, of course, it's us that fuck it up. Of course, that wouldn't happen with another team. Of course, it's us. There's a common denominator here still. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, you have to react. Go and react. And if you react, then fair enough. We can move on from Morgan Gibbs-White. They dawdled about over Eze for fucking 3 weeks after Maddison did his ACL. It's just, I don't know, like, the more stuff of Eze comes out, apparently Eze rang up Arteta. Like, he was obviously desperate for that Arsenal move. I can live with that, right? But don't put yourself in a position where that happens. React and go big. Also, when another club gets involved, we don't want to get in bidding wars either. That's the problem. It's like, we walk away, it's like Hincapié. I totally agree. Like, Ali Gold coming out 10 minutes later and saying, oh yeah, he's not actually on the radar of Spurs at the moment. We're not pursuing him. It's like, right, okay. I know Ornstein didn't mention Spurs either, but it's like, and I know part of it is like, you don't know what to believe because you feel like the information of Spurs supposed to be in for him is out there to benefit someone. You know, it's agents all in Romano's ear, and like there's probably something, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to believe. I honestly don't know what to believe, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's the classic. And I really like Alistair Gold. He's a fucking legend, but it's like at the end of the day, he is the journalist that's probably most connected to the club. So it's like I said it the other night. Like, don't fall for this shit. It's the same every year when they go, "Oh, we tried everything we could. We believed that he was a Spurs player with Eze." It's like it's the same shit every year. It's the classic Tottenham spin. It's just a load of bollocks, mate.
Morgan Rogers, though.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's not going to happen either, is it? Like, that's the thing. It's like a weekend. The only thing that got me thinking was that, like, after we lost out on Eze that night, Romano did put out a thing of being like, Rogers is the dream. they're discussing Rodgers, but it seemed as like almost impossible sort of thing. And I was thinking every Spurs fucking transfer is almost impossible. So what's new? But then them going for Nkunku and them going for like Jackson, like these, I wouldn't. They're struggling with PSR.
So
then
don't
I
roll
think
it
that's
out.
just roll it out, mate. I think that's just copium, such copium, because we're going to end up with, like you were saying just before we started, fucking Gallagher on loan and Malik Fofana.
We're going to hijack Palace's bid for Gallagher.
Yeah.
Ironically, I actually think Gallagher wouldn't be that bad, but it's just with the players that we've been linked with. Fuck me.
I know, it's such. I've
always liked Conor Gallagher. I think he's a really decent player, but it's just, again, I don't know. Kobbie Mainoo, maybe that wouldn't surprise me if he's the next one.
I was thinking that.
I love Kobbie.
I was thinking
I absolutely adore Kobbie Mainoo, but I feel sorry for him. I don't really get. I've got no. Amorim is. Can we just say, like, again, Spurs might be a shambles off the pitch, but at least we're not Man United. They are a mess. Amorim is out of his depth. He's clueless. Yeah. And I think if you're Kobbie Mainoo, like, you're looking at Agate coming off the football pitch before you. Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, I saw someone, my dad made me laugh. He said that he saw something. I don't know where he saw this, but he was like, they just spent all that money on attackers and they'll still bring on a Harry Maguire to score score a winner.
Yeah.
What is their plan? What's their like having Mbeumo and Ahmad on the right hand side? Like, they both want to do the exact same thing.
It's like Bowman didn't even have a shot yesterday.
No, they are a mess. But yeah, it's good to look at like Man United, West Ham, and just think.
Yeah,
but even still, they bought Cunha and Mbeumo. Like, you can't really fault that.
No. Exactly. We wouldn't have probably got those deals done.
And look at the impact that Kudus and Palhinha actually make.
That's just such a frustrating thing. Like, we were saying this in the away end on Saturday. It's like Levy's probably looking at that going, thinking, look, instead of going, oh my God, look at the impact that 2 Premier League proven quality signings have made to this team. We've just gone toe to toe with PSG in the Super Cup. We won the first game of the season comprehensively against Burnley, and now we've gone and beat City away, kept 2 clean sheets in 2 games, and those 2 players have been massive parts of what we've done really well so far in the last 3 games. We don't need anything else. That's enough. Yeah. They should be looking at it going, if we get a couple more players of that ilk, we can do something really big.
I know.
With the manager that we've got, the players that are there, and the improvement of the players that are already there, we've got a good team. We have got a really good team. It's just the squad can't compete with the rest, and a couple of injuries, and it all goes tits up again. It's like
Kudus gets injured.
Mate, if Kudus gets injured, we are monumentally fucked.
I know, and it's true. Levy's definitely. It's like the Simpsons meme where it's like, my work here is done. It's like, what work? You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like Levy's like he thinks that the bare minimum is.
Yeah, well done. You got and again, this is
Kudus over the line.
Yeah,
Paulinho on a loan. I'll back Frank.
And this isn't a slight on either of the players because they're both really good signings, Paulinho was surplus to requirements at Bayern Munich, and we've already got a decent relationship with them because of the tail stuff and whatever. And Kudus, West Ham needed to sell.
Yeah,
and we got a cut price deal on Kudus, to be fair, because fuck me, the guy's a joke. So fair enough, right? But when the deals get harder and there's more hurdles to jump through, we're so incompetent. Incompetent, but at least on the pitch we're all right. But what would you? I want to ask you about Kobbie Mainoo because I had this conversation earlier with Amir Ifran on Twitter. The guy who did the overlap.
No, I saw this. Yeah.
He tweeted about it last night, being like Spurs should be all over Kobbie Mainoo. Yeah. And I was like, why do you? Why basically? Why do you think that? And I would love Kobbie Mainoo at Tottenham, regardless of where he fits or not. I think he's a top player. And I think I really don't understand what's going on at United. But he was saying that he really thinks he could kind of fill in that sort of Damsgaard sort of role. Maybe if Spurs were going to go to a 4-3-3 and kind of get the creativity from the wingers, I kind of see it. But I still feel like we need an out-and-out creator.
I think there's like a list of like maybe 8 to 10 players that I'd rather in the team before Kobbie Mainoo, but I can so see it like happening as well, like us like going all in for Kobbie Mainoo, David Ornstein exclusive, Mainoo's over to the move or whatever, and then because I mean looking at him yesterday, I know it's game 2 of the season, and United again, it's like the last week United don't really have many midfielders. Like who's left? They've been playing. I know they've been playing Bruno as an 8, but who do they actually have? Casemiro, Agate, Mainoo. Like they don't have many actual midfielders on paper. So like I don't think it'll happen, but I could see it happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be mad at it because
I want Kobbie Mainoo at my football club, but I don't. Do I want him more than
But also,
Morgan Rogers
I think Sarr and Bergvall in that 10 at the moment are showing levels that I didn't think. Well, we'll get onto them. I will get onto them, but I just think I don't think he would raise the bar that high, and also they're very like Bergvall especially very like dribble first. Same with Manu. I know he is very like that's what Amir was saying. He's a very complete player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's so good, man. I feel so sorry for him.
I do, and he's bulked out as well. That's pick of him in a Spurs kit when he's boy, and it's like he does seem like a bit of a Spurs signing to make.
It's one of those where if we did it in a couple of years, once maybe like Bentancur's moved on potentially, or like, I mean, Kobe Manu's only like how old is he? Like 20? He's only 20.
Yeah, 20, 21.
Like, it's one for maybe a few years down the line. I just don't see where he goes though.
I think they'll keep him just because they won't have anyone lined up. Like instead of, like, it might be the case of like in January he might be throwing up a fuss, being like, I want to get out of here. Maybe we like loan him to the end of the season with like an obligation or something like that. I can see that
I wouldn't
happening.
be surprised.
He's so out of the pecking order. Amrim just had like he's got a system and he's got the profiles of players that don't fit the system. But it's a good point you make because thinking about alternatives, obviously Paz is off the table. I mean, it always was fucking stupid that we were like panicking trying to get him. What are you thinking for El Canous and like Paquetá? I was talking to a West Ham mate, and he was like that would be West Ham would actually
riot.
They would riot if they after all of this, and they were like, let's sell Paquetá for Tottenham. We kind of need about 40 mil. Let's do it.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
though.
mate, it would be funny. But also. But also, it just wouldn't happen. He would be unbelievable though. Like that's the type of person, like player that we kind of need. But El Canous as well.
Yeah.
Yesterday as well, like solidified this need in my head for El Canous more as well. That I don't know if that makes sense. Sentence.
No, I know what you mean.
But like, it showed we're gonna need games. We're gonna need that midfielder Bentancur, Palhinha, and Sarr, which we will get onto because that was sensational in games specifically like Man City, Arsenal, those big games.
Yeah, it's big, tough Premier League away games.
Yeah, El Canous comes in on the games where we need to unlock and pick the lock and break teams down with his passing, like his flair, and I do think like 30 mil, you just save so much money.
I know.
Like, instead of spending 70 mil for Paz, like El Canous is literally there. I know he's got AFCON, and he might have to go for like a month or so. But
Kulusevski should be back by that point. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like and also El Canous is like the perfect contingency plan for if James Maddison isn't the type of player that he was before his ACL injury when he does come back, and then you've already got his replacement lined up without having to go and spunk like 50 mil on a replacement for Maddison. So it's like that would be the smart move, I think.
Yeah, one of the smart ones is the cheapest one is almost the one that makes the most makes the most sense, and like that's probably not what Spurs fans. We were talking about this on the Fighting Cock earlier, but it's probably not what Spurs fans like are going to want after the money that we've supposedly chucked around at some of the other players. But if you go and get El Canous and Savinho, then you've just saved the window. Like in my opinion,
that's a great window, especially with like Palhinha. I don't think we'll ever sign a centre back anyways. I feel like we're going to keep Vuskovic until January.
But I wouldn't mind. Like I can't remember when we spoke about it, so I was speaking about it with someone else. But like, and I'm not saying this player specifically because he wasn't very good. But like a long lay type deal where it's like, okay, you get someone on loan for a year. Like maybe that's what they tried to do with Hincapie. But really, like as soon as like anyone gets alerted that Spurs are going to try and do a loan with an obligation, of course other teams are going to go, we'll just buy him. Like,
it's Ake and Akanji, that type of player. Like they're both on the
maybe
market.
With a double swoop for City swoop for Ake and Savinho.
You in the negotiations. Let's chuck Ake in there as well. And
there was a rumour that Ake was going to Everton, but I don't know what's happened with that. That was like
who? It could be like Nori got injured though, didn't he?
True.
So it could be like a thing where it's like
maybe.
But Akanji, Akanji's still a quality centre back, and
experience.
Perfect. And
he had dropped off the last couple of years at City though. I think I've seen a lot of City fans saying first season he was brilliant, but after that he's not been very good.
Yeah, but then I kind of feel like he won't be. I think he would suit a frank defensive line, just chucking his body at everything, like basic passing out from the back. You don't like not a massive reliance, not a massive like pressure on it. Like I mean, we're going to see Dragusin in January for fuck's sake, like having to play in defence probably. So and people have been pretty optimistic that Dragusin might actually have his best form at Spurs under Frank because it's just launching your body in front of the ball. Like you saw yesterday and you think Dragusin wouldn't be that bad in this system, all coming on in the last 10 minutes like Danso's doing. So someone like Akanji. Like that's all you kind of want, like from a backup centre back, or But yeah, I don't know. But El Canoes, it's just like staring us in the face, and it's just so frustrating. Jack Inikau said, on a scale of 0 to Eze, how much do you hate the transfer window? Just want to watch my team play football without having to listen to any more transfer rumours. That's true though, because it's like we just had an unbelievable result on the weekend, and I'm down on a Monday, on a bank holiday Monday, and I'm frustrated.
Football is so much about momentum, I think, and it's just like I feel like we've just kind of we trip ourselves up consistently when we've got a really good chance to like kick on, and whether that's like in the past around transfer windows where we've not used certain league finishes or winning the fucking Europa League like as a platform to kick on. But even like it's just like the fact like being at the game on Saturday, right? And again, it would have been reflected all across social media as well. Everyone was fucking buzzing. Nobody was asked about any of the Eze. Everyone was in such good spirits, such good voice. Like, it was great. All that mattered was the result on that day, right? Yeah. And you're building something. Frank is building something really, really good, hopefully, at Spurs. Like, in the improvement of the players. Stop fucking around and just give him the players that he needs to actually go and really make something special of it. Because the moment we get a few injuries, Frank's going to struggle. And like he's not a miracle. Managers aren't miracle workers, right? They're not miracle workers, even though he's done a really good job so far. And I think he is the sort of manager that we need, especially with the young players that we've got in terms of making us greater than the sum of our parts. But there is no excuse for Spurs not to the transfer window has been an absolute farce. But we, like you said, it's just like every time we feel like we just get that little bit of momentum, we just take it away from ourselves as well. We are our own worst enemies, really. Yeah. And the thing is, the sad thing is, right? We were talking about this earlier on the Fighting Cock. You look at Tottenham's run of their next sort of 8 or 9 games. Every game is really winnable. We've got Bournemouth next week. We've got West Ham after the international break. Obviously, there's a couple of Champions League games in there as well. We've got Brighton away. We've got Wolves at home. We've got Leeds and Everton, I think, and then someone else and Aston Villa, I think, before we then play Chelsea on the 10th game once again at home, like we did in Angie's first season. There's a lot of winnable games there. Like, just put your best foot forward for once and actually capitalise on the momentum that you are building on the pitch and continue to build the squad to actually properly fucking challenge, because there's an opportunity for us. There really is. But, yeah, like, I don't know.
We are acting like they are doing the equivalent of like dressing themselves up, talking the talk, going clubbing, being like, yeah, we're going to pull some absolute worldies, going up to the absolute 10 out of 10, just getting rejection after rejection after rejection. And they're going to get to the stage where it's going to be 4 a.m. Club's about to like shut, and you're going, fucking hell, you'll do. Do you want to? And that's when you end up with Longley on loan.
Come back. Do you want to come back? Get a kebab and...
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. Like with the window, we're going to end up with a fucking Gallagher loan or something like that. And so I'm really like preparing myself for disappointment. And it's like that whole thing.
It's going to be sobering. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like, you know, when the like that analogy, you know, when like the lights come on at the end of the night in the club and you actually really see what they look like. And you're like, that's a sobering realisation, isn't it? It's just like, that is going to be Levy at the end of the window. It's like, oh, so you still want to go back? You're like, nah, not really. See ya. Like, see you later. It's just like, we are such a fucking joke. But we were well good on Saturday. So
yeah, and we'll get onto that. One more thing, because last episode, I think Gary Hunter asked about like Paratici, Langer, and what if this is our window? If we do end up with, say, well, it's a bit unfair because it's not done yet, but if we end up with a disappointing window, like we probably will, because it was fucking scrambling for our lives at the moment.
Yeah.
How would you rate Langer's like tenure and also in comparison to Paratici?
Yeah, I've stuck up for Lang quite a lot. I think we both have in terms of like the approach, and I like some of the stuff that he's done, but like, I think it's quite blatantly clear. And it's not just him. I think a lot of it stems from the mentality at the top of the club as well. Just that kind of pussyfooting around, not getting things done. We can't close a deal. I think that's one thing that Paratici could do. Well, like when he lined up so many players, it was like, at least we were prepared. You know, I know it's frustrating kind of getting linked to players every single day. And I think that I know fans love transfer dopamine, but it was incredibly irritating when it was like, we're just not signing this bloke, are we? It was like, at least you felt they were kind of working proactively and would land on one of them.
Yeah.
We just can't close a deal. I just don't know what it is. It's just like, again, like John Bass was saying this earlier, like when you work in sales, it's like you just got to keep the momentum alive, and the more you drag your feet and then kind of back away, like you're going to lose all of it.
Yeah.
And then you don't sell, you don't get the deal done. It's like I just feel like we're gonna, I don't know. I think Parachi, I think they can live together, they can work together. I think that's the best blend, and they're obviously doing that at the moment. But why aren't we? Why there's got to be a reason why they aren't getting deals over the line, and ultimately the buck stops with the people in charge of those decisions, and that is Daniel Levy, Vinay Venkatesham at the moment, and Lang and Paratici.
Yeah.
So
I also think it's a bit boring, isn't he, Langer? A bit boring. like, can you imagine going to like a transfer meeting, and like you're up against the Don.
Yeah.
And he's going to give you an offer you can't refuse. Like, he's there and he's so passionate, and he's saying how, like, you're going to make movies. And then you go into a room with Langer. He's like, hello, so this data chart says that if you if you receive the ball here, you may score 3 goals this season. Like, It's like I'd rather go in with Parachi and have a negotiation with him than like Langer. Like, I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have that pull. He doesn't have that. He doesn't buy you in. He's very like calculated and like rational. And Parachi's just like doing gear, like just getting deals ready, belling everyone up, like trying, like you're saying, like momentum.
Yeah.
And as a fan, like you're getting behind it and you're excited. It's exciting, but I don't know. We'll have to see. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's unfair to judge right now. But it's worrying. It's really, really worrying with the 2 summer windows that he's overseen. That if we don't end up with the players that we've been linked with, and we end up with a significant drop off in player quality or like ready-made players that are going to make an impact straight away, I mean, serious question marks got to be asked.
Yeah,
he's running a fine line because he could have a really good end to it. Of the window, but he could have a really catastrophic end.
But regardless, even if we do get the players over, and nobody's going to come next Monday, deadline day, if we get a couple of really good players over the line, like people will forget about it quite quickly, but it still makes you worry about the further windows, doesn't it? About like I think it's the lack of planning, like that really is really irritating. It's not like, I don't know what, like I said, there's an element of it where you have to be reactive. When you get a big injury like we did get, of course, like it does, all of a sudden it throws everything up in the air. But again, like we said, we were looking for a number 10 anyway.
Yeah.
So
mate, Arsenal had the Eze deal lined up earlier this summer. No one knew about it. They had it agreed. The deal agreed. Everything, personal terms. It was done. It was just whether or not they wanted to trigger it. And and then there's us like scrambling for Gibbs White. Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay, that was a bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Eze, fuck, back to the drawing board. Who do we want? Let's.
And there's too many common. There's
7 days left.
Exactly, and there's too many. There's too not specifically like Gibbs White and Eze, but there's too many examples with the past to show you that it's just incompetence. Like I said, Levy was a bit unlucky with Gibbs White. Like Arsenal did kind of blindside us probably a little bit with Eze, right? But there's a common denominator, and you can't just keep being unlucky. You know, it's just like it's just
unlucky.
Until Levy goes, it's just nothing's going to properly change. We might still buy some decent players, we'll have some decent seasons, and might win a couple of cups and all that, but like he's not going to, in terms of really changing the trajectory of the football club to make us win the Premier League and the Champions League, nothing's going to change until he fucks off.
Which is what he said. Fucking idiot.
And that makes the anger and the crash out. That gives it even more, like, that's the context there. Like, no real sane Spurs fan expected us to win the league or the Champions League this season. Nobody's thinking that he's outlining those as objectives for right now.
Yeah.
But just come out and say, he should have said, like, within the next 5 years, that's where we want to be and we're going to build towards that. At least he buys himself a little bit more time by saying that. But then again, people are just going to go, yeah, we've heard that before. To come out and actually say that, put your money where your fucking mouth is. Or, like, it's not even the money, because we've shown this summer that we are prepared to throw a bit of money around. Like, if we panic and throw money at Morgan Rogers or whatever, like, there's clearly money there.
Yeah.
Use that money better. Plan strategically, and we wouldn't be in this fucking position. You've clearly got the money. Like, what on earth are you doing? It's not even the money. The issue is with Spurs. It's the planning, the fucking around. We are a mess.
Yeah. I want to know if the PR team told him to say that, or whether he just went on a whim and said it, and the PR team were like, "Fuck, what's he just said?" And he's like proper passionate about it, like we want to win the Premier League, we want to win the Champions League. Like, surely that weren't premeditated, because that's a stupid thing to say to a fan base, like after winning Europa League and going into a transfer window, and you haven't backed it up. Like, that is stupid, because you're just putting yourself under fire straight away as soon as that deadline closes.
Yep.
Like, you failed us, because that's the expectation now, and it's like, that wasn't the expectation till you said it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing? Anyway, on to the positives. Go on, that was a bit catharsis. Fuck, I'm having a stroke. Catharsis, yeah.
Yeah.
We had an incredible weekend of football. And it was, I mean, it made me think of I think it was either John Bass, your boy.
Yep.
Or Billy T, your boy.
Yep.
I don't know whether maybe it was both. I don't know if it was said or if it was tweeted, but I remember when we were getting linked to Frank, and you might be able to actually like confirm whether it was said or tweeted. I think it was John Bass. He said something along the lines of, "What I'm most looking forward to is seeing us smash a team at home, go away to the Etihad, and like part the bus and get a result there. Like being adaptable week after week and changing your game plan." It was just such a good performance. It was a bit shaky to begin with, but first home game for City, I feel like it's going to be. City are going to be like on the front foot, intense, but we completely nullified them, like completely. And I'll tell you what, one thing I thought, and this is like the most basic analysis. You're not going to get analysis from me, but I watched the game today.
Yeah.
Again, that's a fucking lie. I didn't watch it live. I missed it.
That's a lie. Another lie.
No, that's not true. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, I watched it today, and what I noticed was it's such a basic thing. Every time we would tackle or whatever, like we'd boot the ball high and far.
Yeah. Get rid.
But we were trying we were keeping the ball in the air and just stopping City from playing on the floor. Like and then attacking the loose ball, attacking that second duel, everything that Frank like wants. And
football's a simple game, actually, isn't it? Football's quite a simple game.
It looked quite simple, but then it was everything else. It was the runners from deep dragging players out of the way. Yeah. It was unbelievable. The whole game. Obviously, that was the shittest analysis you're gonna hear. On
analysis.
Any podcast. What was he cooking, mate? That was my
get this guy on the overlap.
Put the ball high up in the sky, mate, and then just run and chase it.
But you know what though? That's what some people would say. Like, Carragher put his tweet out. Like, before Monday Night Football, it's like, what do you want us to talk about tonight? And one of them was like, how Tottenham like outclassed Man City tactically. If he goes on there tonight and says, they just didn't let City play on the floor. They just kicked the ball in the air. You'd be like, I fucking said that. I told you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like actually, really like in our counter press and actually in our like.
Just get the ball up there.
Yeah.
And
put him over.
Put him in that fucking row over there. That's what we did. Every time they got on the ball, bosh, like. Just made it impossible for them to play.
Yeah, Justin Cochrane's Palhinha before the game was like, put him over there.
You have my permission?
That is one of the best videos of all time. That. Dennis Wise talking to a load of, I want to say Korean. Are they Korean? Asian, like under 18 football team or whatever, going, you put him over there, you have my permission.
They're looking at him like, what is he talking about?
If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, please go and watch that video. It's hilarious.
It's so good.
But yeah, no, you're right. I mean,
we did do that in essence, sort of.
Yeah, we did. No, we did. It was like literally, I said it, I did a YouTube breakdown yesterday, and it was literally the perfectly executed game plan delivered on the principles of what Thomas Frank wants his Tottenham team to be, which is aggressive, brave, but also just make sure you win your duels and win the second balls as well. Like, because I think a lot of people might look at it and go, oh yeah, Tottenham sat back, they were hard to break down. We sat back when we needed to sit back. We were still fucking aggressive. Like, we pressed right in their faces. We forced loads of mistakes. We then hoovered up all the second balls all over the pitch when City were forced to go long, by our aggressive press. Like, you got a back line of Spence. Romero would step up. The amount of times Romero stepped up onto the halfway line to win that second ball, that's where that free kick for Porro came from, where Romero just charges through the back of Haaland, gets there first, Haaland fouls Richarlison. They'd go long. Spence would just make sure he'd beat Oscar Bob to the ball in the air on the deck. Like, it was just... And also, like, I think both goals, and it's easy to say this because scored 2 goals, but, like, both of the goals, again, summed up perfectly exactly what Tottenham actually wanted to do. It wasn't like we scored from a set piece or whatever, and of course those things matter, but, like, in terms of executing a game plan and how to beat City, lure them in, bait the press. Like, we played through them a couple of times, we varied our build-up, but also we want to attack that space in behind. And that was why Sarr was so big, in terms of working really hard with that midfield 3 to be solid and win those duels. But also, Sarr was pressing in that front 2 as well. Like, when we dropped kind of into that bit more of a mid-block where City were pushing us back, Sarr was pressing in that front 2 with Richarlison. Like, he dropped back and helped the midfield when he needed to, but he was on that last line as well. And him kind of making those bursting runs onto that last line, dragging City defenders where they didn't want to be. You had to keep an eye on because of the legs. He's got more legs than Gonzalez, more than Reinders. Like, they had to keep an eye on him. And Spurs play through the press, and then they see an opportunity to go long. Sarr makes that run. Beautiful flick on, and Richarlison times his run. Like, perfect. That comes through our varied build-up. We did want to play out from the back sometimes, but we always had that pass over the top in our locker. Palhinha was trying it from early stages in the game as well. A few little clip passes to Kudus that didn't quite come off, like a little bit overhit, but you could see the space was there to attack. And then the second goal, like, that was coming. That was coming. Trafford looked dodgy anyway, but, like, we were really, really squeezing them high up the pitch. I just think, like, the most impressive thing is there was so much, like, to like tactically about it in terms of how we imposed ourselves in the game and execute the game plan. But we just looked strong and energetic all across the pitch. Spence, Van de Ven, Romero, Porro, Palhinha, Bentancur, Sarr, Kudus,
Spine.
Richarlison, and then Johnson is kind of like almost a bit of a spare part. Like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but, like, he's your outlet. He's not really the same as those other guys, but, like, there was so much physicality and energy all across that team. And when you look at how, like, Arsenal have been building, for example, in terms of getting dual winners in that team, making themselves really strong defensively, as much as, like, we'd all love to win the league playing Ange Ball, right? And we won a cup playing Ange. We actually didn't win a cup playing Ange Ball. We won a cup defending and sitting behind. But, like, we'd all love to play like that. We'd all love to play like Guardiola. But Guardiola's got monsters all across that team as well. It is literally win the tackles, win the duels, win the second balls, be energetic, be hard to stop, get across the pitch, cover ground, and the rest will kind of take care of itself because you've built a squad that has got quality to produce moments. Like, I think that's kind of, sadly, like I said, as much as, RIP, like, as much as we wanted to win it this way, like, I don't think that is the way.
Yeah.
I think the way is just be strong and cover ground and win tackles.
Well, that's what it was so noticeable, and that's the thing I was going to ask is, like, did you see Frank's sort of vision click this early on? Did you see that coming? Because there's such a turnaround from us being, like, cut open like a knife through butter, having an absolute bagel midfield, like Alicia Keys, blood, no one.
Yeah. Midfield like a polo.
Yeah. Like having, that no midfield, everyone just bypassing on midfield and just running out of defence, to having such a structured, like, perfect almost defensive display, and against one of the best attacking teams in the league. It was fucking ridiculous, away from home. And it's like, how quick did you, like, foresee him having this much influence already, or did you think it was going to have, like, growing pains? Because we all know the, like, narrative with Frank. It's like he takes time, takes a few games to get his vision across, and from going from one extreme to the other, it's like the total antithesis of how we were playing last year. And the players have just cracked on, and we got the players to do so. But, like, sorry, before I start rambling on,
go.
Go.
You're...
Well, I was just going to say, like, I didn't think Pape Sarr I thought really good, very underrated. I think this year, especially under Thomas Frank, and obviously he was a player development coach first, and Pape Sarr went from being a reserve player under Conte, being ignored, probably being a training cone, like in training, because that's what he did with the youngsters, to Ange. Didn't see you saw some, but you didn't see, he was definitely developed because he was very key for us. But I don't think he's a player like a developer, Ange. I don't think. I mean, like, that, I don't want to do him a disservice because there were players that definitely like what came up a couple of year levels, like Kulusevski but he's now under a coach that he suits that way of playing. He will be perfect, and I think he's going to get to the point where he will be undroppable. And
I think so
Frank
as well.
will just and you can see the levels he's going, and how young he is, and also. Before, I used to think he was just a really good sort of team player to have in your team. Now I feel like he's a game winner.
Yeah.
He's actually a game winner. And, like, he was causing that midfield. And I know Roger wasn't playing, but even when Roger came on, he was causing that midfield so many problems. And their back line, and their attacking line. He was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere. And you just think, like, him under Frank... For the years to come, as he develops into like an established, experienced player, which he already kind of is, he will be a fucking joke. I don't know what his potential is, but we got a question here from Berry. It says, how many of our players do you think have world-class potential? That's top 5 in the world of their position right now, as well as potential signings. But I actually think Sarr, from what we've seen early on, he could drop off and we shouldn't expect it from now. Like this is him, because he could just be having an incredible start to the season. But I don't think I don't. I feel like he could be at least top 3 midfielders in the league for years to come. Maybe not top 5 in the world.
Well,
but
when you think about, I also think a lot of the best midfielders in the world actually exist outside the Prem, aren't they? And I think you're always going to have your Pedris, Bellinghams, all those kind of guys in that conversation. Like what's his name at PSG? Well, both of them at PSG, Neves and Vitinha as well, obviously. But I do think in terms of the Premier League, I think with the way that it's going in terms of the emphasis of transition, being physical, covering ground, I don't think that you could get to a stage where there aren't as many important midfielders in the league as Sarr. Like, I think it wouldn't surprise you if out of nowhere in like a couple of years, Man City were like, or Liverpool were like, we really want him. I think
Man
we'll keep
City
up.
were terrified of him. They were actually so scared of him, and he was causing so many issues. His link-up's got so much better as well. Like his final third play, his knitting, passing together, and he's actually a fundamental part of our passing patterns. Yeah, he just links everything up, and he's always in the right positions, always there.
I think we said this last pod, or the pod before maybe. I do think even though he's not a kid anymore, he's how old is Sarr, like 22, 23?
Yeah.
Something around that.
I can have a little look.
And it's like, he's kind of still in that in-between stage, but like I do feel like it's boy to man year this year for him. Again, he's been developing year on year. He's been getting better year on year, but I do feel like this year he just explodes, like absolutely explodes. And he might not get the goals and assists that are going to put him in certain conversations, but I think people are going to watch him and go, almost like he's like a new player. Like, be like, oh my God, who is this guy? Where has he kind of come from? And it's like, well, no, he's been at Spurs obviously for like 4 years now. But I think I always say this, but like my stepdad, like bear in mind, he's quite a pessimistic, negative Spurs fan. He has loved Sarr from day one, and he's always gone, he's going to be like Vieira for us. Like he's always said that, and it's like I genuinely think like I think you can see him growing in stature as well, not just physically, but like confidence-wise, he's still like this sort of shy little boy almost, but like I just feel like he's almost, I don't know, there's something about him where I'm just like, I don't know what it is.
I mean, he's 22. I just checked. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Fuck you,
like 5 years time, he'll be like 27. What's his prime? What is the final like form as Pape Sarr? Like, what is that? Because
could be one of the best midfielders in the league.
Genuinely, and I feel like he could be like you're saying, the influence he has on games will go noticed. I think if he carries this up, because I mean, and like you're saying with the confidence and stuff like that, like Cherky trying to think it over his head, and he just like fuck off, just absolutely bullied him like you're playing football with like a little kid in your garden or whatever. I mean, like a nephew or something, just not
not a random
kid that's just in your garden, but just like your nephew or whatever, or your like little cousin or whatever, and they try and do a skill on you, and you just sort of like give them the stiff arm or something like that, and then just being like, nah, not at this barbecue, mate.
Have a word with yourself. Get your dad to have a word with him. He tries to do it one more fucking time.
But that's how he like handled Cherky doing that, to him, and he just had that sort of confidence arrogance, but that commitment and that hard work to go with it. And I do think he's going to have like a massive increase in his output as well, especially playing like as furthest forward.
Box crusher.
Yeah. Just. I mean, that's Johnson could have slipped him in, and I reckon he
should have, man. He was also like, that's one thing in terms of the character. Like what I'm saying about like he's not a kid anymore. He did have a right go at Johnson for that.
Yeah,
he did, and it's like Johnson should have done that. That was the only negative. Like I did a little video on. I've started doing a little series on TikTok after the Prem games, doing like one good, one bad for like every team, and like there was nothing bad to say about Spurs, but I was like sometimes just that final third decision making. I think Sarr busted an absolute gut, and also like you back Sarr in those kind of situations where like he's not going to create necessarily something for you, but I do feel like he's got composure in and around the box. Like if he makes that kind of run from deep. You give the ball into his feet. You back him to score there. Like either go round the goalkeeper or just like poke it past him or something. Like
he's done that a few times as well. Just a little.
Yeah, like, and a lot of his goals have come from him like arriving late in the box or like arriving late on those kind of runs. And I just feel like in games like that, he's an absolute cheat code. Like I know cheat code's become a bit of a buzzword on like football social media the last few years, but like I think it's the perfect way to describe Sarr. Like someone who I think his goals, like you saw it in the what was it, the what pre-season game was it? Behind closed doors, the Wickham one. He scored 2 goals in that game, and again, it was him just sensing it. A rebound off a shot from outside the box from Odebear, I think, and then the second goal was scrappy in and around the box. He just gets there. Like I do feel like that instinct is improving. But what a fucking player, man! I just adore him. Like he's just he's adorable, but he's fucking good. And in those big games, he won't let. He might look like a sort of cuddly, like lanky little kid, but he won't get bossed. He won't get bossed around. I love him so much.
Yeah. I think Palhinha is exactly what we expected him to be as well, by the way.
Yeah. Who was your man of the match? I know Sarr got man of the match.
I think it was Sarr. But it could have been anyone. Like Romero went under the radar. Like both our centre-backs, really. But Romero,
I only said that because I thought you might have say Palhinha.
Spence, Palhinha, Bentancur did have a bad start, but he grew into the game, and I thought he was really good, and that partnership between Bentancur and Palhinha looks really, really like strong. I think quite formidable, and that's the thing you're seeing. Quite well as well. But you're seeing like formidable partnerships now forming, like Kudus Porro, Palhinha, Bentancur, and Sarr, like or whatever. I don't even know what at the end of the transfer window we don't know. I was just saw something about El Canous being played down. I saw that. Tom Barkley, but like we don't know what that midfield's actually going to look like at the end of the window, but. That midfield just looks formidable. The partnership of the centre backs, so everything's starting to sort of take shape. That's why we need this like proper big last push from the board to fucking help us out here and let us kick on and not be like injury ridden and this momentum and all this what we're building fall apart.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it so many times before. But Palhinha, I mean, what he adds is so pivotal. And again, last year we were crying out for that Ange 6 was going to be almost impossible to sort of like acquire, I think, because they needed to be nimble, agile, press proven, but also be built like a fucking brick shithouse like Palhinha like is, because we didn't have the same strength, the same like grit, and power in the midfield when it comes to like tackling power. And I know it's like a lot of it was like due down to the system, but he just absolutely bulldozes everyone. He's so strong. Every tackle is so refreshing to see someone that you just feel like, Palhinha's gonna fucking absolutely twat this. Like in terms of tackling, not shooting and stuff. But actually, he did.
Well, he did. He was like, Richarlison, get out of the way. I'm gonna fucking smash.
Yeah. And I just think it was so like commanding from him. Experience, like I feel like a player of that experience is a must for a team this sort of young. It's just to come in and be part of that, like the centre of that pitch, and just be that leader. Him and Bentancur having that sort of leadership in the midfield. Mate, I love the signing, and it's gone under the radar for me because
massively
because it was quite sour when he signed, because I think we were all expecting the deep line playmaker. That to come in and we all were expecting that, but that player didn't come in, so it was like it's unfair to start on a negative with him because we've signed such an incredible player, and it's like he was fine. You've seen how it worked in games like this. Like he was perfect for these sort of games, like winning everything. Like his defensive numbers still, I don't know how he does it. It's like when that stat where he was like 200 tackles above everyone else in the league from second place. Even like Sarr, the game Sarr and Bentancur were having, and he had like what 8 tackles, or like he had like 5 more tackles than both of them
on Saturday.
Yeah, and it was like
no player won more duels either.
Yeah, he's just an absolute like joke when it comes to that, and a specialist when it comes to that, and that's what we sort of need under Frank. And I do think for 25 minutes, it's such a risk-free signing that just takes our midfield to the next level, and then we can look to sign an Adam Wharton or in the future. That's where I see it. Or when Bentancur starts to get maybe phased out, or I just think right now, especially to sort of just get Frank's vision underway.
Yeah.
Someone who knows the Prem, who's experienced, who's going to be a leader, to just come in and just do what he's a specialist at, win those second duels. And I think it's installed confidence in the players around him as well.
I agree.
Being like, we're going to win this ball back. We're going to win this ball back. Him, Romero, leading by example. Sarr, Bentancur, leading by example. Just smashing into everyone.
I also think you've got so many players there that want to do it as well. Like Porro is another one. Like he might struggle defensively a little bit at times, but I think at least with Porro, it's like you can tell he wants to defend. He has got that desire and that grit to do it. It's not like he's I don't know, like exposing himself through a lack of effort or whatever. Sometimes it's just that, you know, he's not as good 1v1 as Spence is on that left hand side. Spence is a fucking joke.
He's so good.
It says a lot that I think Oscar Bob was their best player and he was their most dangerous player. And whenever he got the ball, I thought he's the one that's going to make something happen. Cherky was okay. Like I don't think like sort of people were like clowning him after the game, but I think it's because there's been so much there's been so much hype around Cherky.
Yeah.
And I thought that like City weren't bad at all in the game really. They were disappointing by their own standards, but it wasn't a bad performance. But it says a lot about Spence that I thought Bob was their best player, the most threatening player, the one that I was most worried about. And Spence won that battle, I think, for me. It was close. I don't think Spence absolutely dominated him, but he was brilliant. He was brilliant. I think that's the thing. You've got monsters all over the pitch that want to win duels, that want to win tackles. Like you saw Palhinha, the one in the first sort of 10 minutes of the game that kind of set the tone. And they highlighted it on Match of the Day as well. It's like he goes in, jumps, wins the first one, loose ball, win the second one as well, and then recycle possession. We were saying this earlier again on the Fighting Cock. Like I think John Bass said the laptop nerds didn't like the signing of Palhinha, and it was like I think there was like fair criticism of like, okay, is this exactly the right sort of profile that we need? Do we need someone that is a bit more of a passer first? But then everyone, like for the most part, people were still acknowledging his qualities. The people that were like totally anti the signing, I didn't really get that. That's when it just went too far. I can't remember if I said this the other day, but when I did the I think I said this on the last pod, but when I did the ripple effect with James, he was talking about Harry Brooks, and he was had a funny 24 hours on Twitter with that Romero stuff. You seen that?
Yeah, what? And that guy replied, and he was like, "Yeah, he's a good-looking guy, isn't it?"
Yeah. It was just like everyone's been going for him for saying Romero's the best centre back in, I think it's in the world.
Yeah.
But no, Harry Brooks was like, he was saying that Harry Brooks did a seminar that James was like listening to or whatever. It was like, we just say far too often that players can't do things, and it's just not true. Like it's just that is true, but like you can't. We need to get away from this language of like Palhinha can't pass. He's like, it might not be what he excels at the most, but like maybe we don't need that. Maybe you need someone to break up the play and allow Romero to break the lines. Like you don't want to be too reliant on Romero, obviously.
Yeah,
and I think we do need someone else in there to help him. But like, just if Palhinha does what he does best to his best ability, fundamentally Tottenham will win more football matches this year than they did last year, and I think that's what makes it a successful signing. I just think he's a joke. He is brilliant, really, really good. And again, you don't have to play him in every game either. Like Burnley last week didn't play, and he doesn't have to. Those aren't the sort of games for him where you maybe do need someone that's going to unpick the lock a little bit more. You don't have to worry so much about winning those kind of duels. You've got Sarr in there. You've got Graham Bergvall. It's a good opportunity to kind of test them and get them in there.
Let them develop.
Let them develop. And Palhinha will be okay with that. He's on loan. He knows he's going to play in the biggest games. Like he knows. So
yeah.
Great
he looks Spurs as well. Like when we were running off celebrating, he looks fucking Spurs, Palhinha. Like he looks like he's always wanted to play for it. He loves it. He's passionate. Like he just, I love him already. Any
don't
other
fall in love with a lone player.
Yeah, but 25 mil, that's the thing. It's like so.
Yeah, I think we'll buy him. I do think we'll buy him. 100%.
Any other players that you think deserve a mention, or because I feel like the whole team collectively was incredible. Richarlison again, like the fullbacks, everything was incredible. But you know what? We've got a question. Kudos. Yeah, we've got a question saying: is Brendan Johnson more effective playing on the left, coming onto his right foot? I think so.
I think so. I remember like calling this a few months ago. Like I feel like we'd see him play on the left a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, I still think we need to sign a left winger. But Johnson, man, it's just like he can be so ineffective in the game other than scoring the goals. But then the currency that you're judged on as a player like that in the modern game is you're judged on the goals. And like it was perfect for him. Got in behind each timing of the run. Like again, it was part of the game plan was so clear there. And again, last week against Burnley, like pretty ineffective out on that left hand side against a lower block. But when the game does open up a little bit more, he's going to absolutely feast when Burnley needs to come out. And again, like it's just yeah. I love Brennan Johnson, man. Did you watch the Madison vlog?
Yeah, he came across so like...
I love Brennan.
That was
He's
so
a funny
good
guy,
because
man.
that vlog was so amazing because you got to see these players like as human beings a little bit more, but also with like off filter sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like you just see the personalities and you see the squad we got and the bond we got, and it's like nah, like don't sell Richarlison. Obviously, but I'm saying like where they were then in that tour, everyone was like, yeah, we need to sell Richarlison. It's like, you see these how the influence they have on each other and in the dressing room. It's like this brotherhood bond that Postecoglou helped create.
Yeah,
and it's like, and now they're ready to blossom as a team together. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Son's coming in, Son's left them now, and I feel like our dressing room's in such a good place now, and it's just
I agree.
And it's everything just looks like it's settled. Everyone's happy. Everyone's there for each other. And that
shambles
that
off the pitch, but other than that, we're actually
that's the thing. This is where we just keep getting failed.
Who else did you think was the star of that video? Brennan, I love Brennan Johnson, but Archie Gray as well.
Right, I was going to say Gray.
It just comes across as like a normal 18-year-old kid who's got brain rot like the rest of them. Just like watching TikTok, like,
No,
girl, put your red guns on. That did make me laugh.
That was the thing. You just saw him with like no filter. It was just so good. I can't wait to see like if he's going to carry on more of it. But I've got to a point with Brennan Johnson where I wouldn't even have it any other way. Like he can be unaffected all game and score. Like I actually quite like that about him because he was like he will always have haters and he will always shut them up. And at the end of the day, when he retires, you look at his stats, how many goals he'll score is nuts. And also,
he scored the goal in the Europa League final.
Exactly. So he'll always be a cult hero. So
also, like he's in the team for a reason. Like I know we're struggling for options a little bit out wide, but there's a reason he played in that game, and the reason he played in that game was the goal that he scored. That was exactly what you wouldn't want anyone else in the team in that position, would you?
No. He's so hard working. I was wanting the tenacity. Like he was diving into challenges.
I do feel like that's under Ange. I questioned that quite a lot. Like his commitment defensively. I thought he was just like. Whereas under Frank, I do feel like we've seen a little bit of he was doubling up with Spence quite a lot defensively. I feel like we've seen a little bit more from him. Just again that little bit of decision. But again, like the one he cut inside and shot where he should have slipped in Sarr. Like at least he's got the confidence to try and bend it in the corner. Like if he'd scored that goal, I've never seen him score a goal like that. So if that gone in, then it's like, all right, maybe he can unlock a sort of different part in his game. But he made the wrong decision. But at least he was, confident enough to do it. Like
in a way, I want to see that more now. He's on the left. It's just that it just wasn't the right decision at the time. Like if there's nothing else on, I want to see him have the courage to take that on.
I do feel like I know he's quite good at. I mean, he can still get to the back post on the left anyway. But I know he does quite like that shot low and hard across the goalkeeper. But I do feel like he's like mechanics are almost better set up for playing on the left than the right. I think. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
We'll have to see. I actually just think he's such a good squad player to have, and I think his future and the best of him relies on when we're ahead and it's a transitional game and we just pop them on the left and just run at a tired defence, like in behind a tired defence. Because like I feel like we'll get to a point with Brennan Johnson where we won't have to get frustrated with his all round play. Yeah, you'll realise just be able to enjoy his goal scoring ability because he'll open his legs up. So it's like I feel like with the prospect of signing Savino or someone in that profile, like. Allows us to be more patient with his all-round game and just enjoy Brent Johnson for what he does best, which is score goals.
Yeah, agreed.
And I can't wait to see like the end of this project where it's like to the point where Johnson is going to actually install fear into defences because they're going to commit high up the pitch and he's just going to like stretch those legs, mate. Just running behind and grab goals and assists.
Yep.
Legend, mate. Anything else you want to add?
Spurs are massive. Fuck Eze. Yeah. Guna cunt.
Shit prick, mate.
Fuck Arsenal.
Yeah.
I've got one thing to say. Fuck Arsenal. And another thing. fuck Arsenal. Did you see that
Get
video?
me involved.
Get me involved. Yeah, yeah. Richarlison, I'm going to come and see you up. What does that mean? What does that even mean? First thing to say, fuck Arsenal. Second thing, fuck Arsenal. No, brilliant. Did you like the new Kudus chant, by the way? Did you enjoy that? Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without a spark. Kudus is on fire, and he hates the team from Upton Park.
Oh, that's so good, mate.
Wankers. Let's go and get Paqueta as well and really
Yeah.
make him cry.
I'm really hoping for an out of the blue bomber or something. I mean, we all are. We're fucking
starving,
for it.
mate. I'm
on
so
our
hungry.
knees. Yeah. But I don't know if it's going to come. So obviously, great weekend to be a Spurs fan. Again, being dampened by just having absolute
the rigmarole starts again this week. We're yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully by the next pod. Morgan Rogers to Tottenham.
Here we go.
Listen, mate. And Savinho.
To Tottenham.
Here we go.
Finally, here we go. The player accept the project from Tottenham, Manchester City, sign Rodrigo.
Thomas Frank is in love with Savinho.
Yeah, he loves that, doesn't he? He's in love with
So, Tottenham want the player. Savinho. Okay, cut.
Yeah.
Nice one, mate. Catch you later.
Up Spurs.
Up Spurs.